Well, hey everybody, we're out here on a beautiful windy day, and it's last bee day we're gonna have for quite a while, at least according to the forecast. So I thought I would come out and walk you through a few of the things that I'm thinking about and looking at right now. So it's middle of March, and overwintered colonies are, at last check, we're looking really strong. Had my buddy Rod come out and do an oxalic acid vaporization treatment, and also gave him a little bit of a pollen patty. But now the weather is going to turn more like maple season than bee season. So a couple things I want to look at today. First thing I'll show you is that they're all in here. So that's the quilt box. That's the sugar chamber of the quilt box, and sugar's been out of there for quite some time now. All that to say is, what does this mean? Well, I think I know what it means. I don't claim to know everything or much of anything, but I think that means they want more room. See there, just a lot of bees existing in that space. They've eaten that pollen patty all the way up. So they've eaten the pollen patty all the way through. So it's a little windy out here today, but where we're at, kind of deeper into the woods, it's not so bad. Temperature's not optimal, but it's okay. Working around this, it's not very easy. So the question would be for me, like, hey, do I need to give them more room? It does look like they've got nectar coming in. There's wet nectar there. So we've got maple, willow, some of your more spring sources. And I hesitate to add too early because the temperatures are really going to be, frankly, more like maple season than bee season here in the 10-day. So that 10-day forecast is 40s and 20s. And so they're going to need to go back to cluster. This, another nice medium here, packed with pollen and some more wet nectar. So kind of one couple more, and then I want to get down into the deep. I say it's not ideal, but it's acceptable temperature range right now for me to be tearing the colony open. I see on the other side of the frame we're starting to get into the brood nest. So this is more pollen, a lot of pollen, and interestingly enough, I hope you can see the different colors. I never know which way to put the camera. Yeah, we got red pollen and green and yellow. Really pretty. All that to say, run out of places to put these. Yeah, we're starting to get into the brood in this one. So you see, that's all brood. A lot of queen cups. No eggs or any larvae in them yet. But underneath all of these bees is capped brood. There's a better view of it. See all that capped brood. All that to say, there's some drone brood. I almost wonder. I really think, well, this is where I get in problems of thinking. So I've got some excellent donor resources in the same yard, because I have three overwintered colonies and 3 colonies that didn't make it out of winter. So there's 2 here, and then there's 1 over there. This is where I gotta think. So I think what I'll do, I did not expect to need to give more room today, but I'm gonna tear down at least this one. This is 2 mediums. This top box is labeled as shallow. I used it basically as a shim. But these mediums have drawn frames. So what I'll do, I'm gonna tip that medium, the brown medium, and see if the bottom deep is also packed. If the bottom deep's not packed, I'll reverse them. If the bottom deep is packed, as a way to keep them off the ground. Oh, that's heavy. And I want to tap this. So it's not super heavy, but there's bees in every seam. Okay, that puts us back to the first plant. All right, there's your donor hive. Okay. So what we're gonna be doing is, at least with this hive, they're ready for more. So I'm going to give them the donor box. Even though I don't think there'll be a lot of flying weather, and so I don't think there'll be any gathering weather in the 10-day forecast, I'm going to go ahead and put that on there just so they have somewhere to be. I am going to put the quilt box back on, which is the blue, again because that cold weather's coming, and that'll at least make me feel better. I don't know if that's what the bees need or not, but that makes me feel better. So sometimes that's all I need to do. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you found that useful.